All right, it is still morning time, so I'm going to say great morning, good morning, marvelous morning, fantastic morning. Most times when people ask me how you doing, I say fantastic. Yes, y'all know me, and if you don't know me, I'm Edwina B, Miss Cuckoo for Cocoa Pops, who love me today and always. Didn't always feel that way, but 33 plus years in a 12-step spiritual program, I learned that the God I now serve loved me from the beginning, during, and throughout because he created me and he created you. So I give homage to my this morning with the gift of life just for today, just for this moment. And so this is January the 2nd of 2024, which everybody is saying Happy New Year. But my motto is Happy New Day. I hear you. I hear you. But happy new day. Give us this day our daily bread. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it. So I started my podcast yesterday as a commitment that I would resume what I had done last year and the year before, particularly when I had COVID. And I said, you know what? People say, when you coming back? You helped me so much. And I said, you know what? I need to get back on because I still need to be used by my creator to help save one more. And the reason why is because I'm free. I am free from recovery. I have emerged empowered. For what purpose? To give hope to others, help others prosper equally. That has not always been the case. As I stated before, if God allows me to live to February the 23rd of 2024, I will be celebrating 34 years in recovery from alcoholism, drug addiction, prostitution, the whole lifestyle. And guess what? It was at the age of 34 that I surrendered and said, I'm done. I am done, 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 done. Why? Underneath that parked car. Y'all know the story from crack to Christ. Y'all know the story. He met me, delivered me, and prepared me while underneath that parked car to be sitting here before you, going on 33 plus years and soon to be 34 years. Thank you, AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, 12 Step Spiritual Program, where I have been given the foundation of sustained and enduring recovery, not just being sober, right? But sobriety, no longer surviving, but living to be of service to my Creator. So, free to hope from recovery, emerge empowered to give help others prosper equally. And so, the other thing that I wanted to share with you are the spiritual tools that I've been using, which initiated with the 12 step spiritual program, and then the Bible, because I now belong to a fellowship with my pastor and first lady, Dr. Christopher Allen Bullock and Dr. Debbie Bullock. I love my pastor and my first lady. Yes, I do. And so they have helped me to understand the Bible a lot better. And I want to thank Reverend Steve Wright and Pastor Vincent Oliver at New Calvary School of Ministry, where I'm obtaining my doctorate in biblical studies. Listen, y'all, this is a conversation, right? I started that program back in 2015 when I had my sister, my aunt, and my mother in my home, giving them care before they transitioned. And it wasn't time for me to graduate, if you will, but I endured the process of completing all of my courses, all of my studies. And last year was year 7 since I've been out of school, and I had not yet obtained my doctorate degree. However, in listening to my pastor, my 12-step spiritual advisors, Dr. Sonia from P3 University, right? And the 4 agreements by the Uwees family. The number 8 is the sign of new beginnings. So I made a commitment to make sure I complete my doctorate degree and graduate this year. Yes. I'm also looking forward to expanding my sources of spiritual information so that I can increase my wisdom and be utilized more by my Creator. Listen, whatever He tells me to do, I'm going to do. However far I go, I'm going to go. I just love serving my God who delivered me 34 years ago, soon to be 34 years ago. And He has blessed me to take care of 13 family members. Recently, my niece Helen, Sabrina Hall, and more recently, helping with taking care of Dr. Benjamin Twinby Brown, who yet lives. He is the reason why I'm sitting before you today. Yes, Dr. Brown, Twinby Brown, set me in his studio about 33 years ago and said, Edwina, people need to hear that story about your addiction and how you recovered. And I'm like, nah, I ain't trying to share that stuff on no TV. But guess what? His nudging, his encouragement, and his direction and guidance, 33 plus years ago, I started my TV talk show called Choosing a New Way of Life, thanks to Dr. Benjamin Twinby Brown. Now, who would have thought that God prepared me to help take care of him along with his family? To God be the glory. 1,200. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. Let me turn that off, y'all. And so many of you know, Dr. Brown is on life support at Wilmington Hospital, but he yet lives. And so I've been able to sit by his side for the last 4 days, talking with the nurses and the doctors and contacting his family members who are now involved, and we and the community who is praying for him. But I've learned to pray for God's will to be done, not only in Dr. Brown's life, but in the lives of us all, because God's will is going to be done with or without our permission. But who would have thought that I would be prepared to help take care of Dr. Benjamin Twinby Brown? I tell you, you see how I'm smiling? This is tears of joy. Why? Because when I apply spiritual principles to all earthly matters, including the transition or the preparation to transition, I ain't worried about a thing, because I know who I am and I know whose I am. And whether you know it or not, I know whose he is to you, whether you know it or not, right? And so I'm just here just to start my my podcast again. And what I want to do after I take a drink of coffee is recap yesterday's topic, which was an overview of 2023. And so I've been able to jot down some goals and things that I want to accomplish, and providing that overview yesterday helped me to identify my topic each and every day, because we only have today. And that's to keep it simple So review yesterday's accomplishments, and that should be yesterday's accomplishments. And what is my agenda for today? Okay, y'all with me? And so let me take a deep breath because I'm hype and I get hype and I'm just full of life and optimistic. And guess what? Fantastic! I tell you, boy. I turned 68, y'all, on December the 16th. Can't tell. Because it ain't about the body. It's about the spirit within. Yes. Okay. So let's review today's agenda. Okay. So today's agenda includes me doing my podcast. Now, this morning at 6:30, I thought I had everything set up and I was ready to go. And I hit that live button. But for some reason, something went wrong. And I tried again and something went wrong. And I surrendered. Right? And so my God said he always has a backup. And so because I couldn't do StreamYard, I went to my Facebook Live. And I thought I was recording live, but I don't know because I can't find it, right? And so plan number C, that was 8B, and now C. C says, listen, just start over again and start at 8:30. So that's what I'm doing. I've learned I have to persevere when I'm doing God's work. I have learned that I never give up, particularly when my heart is pure and my goal is to serve you through God, who I look to serve every day. And so now I know I'm live. Hello. On Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, okay? Because I persevered. And so after yesterday's accomplishments of providing the overview, attending to my needs, enjoying my grandchildren, enjoying my nephew, his sister, his brother, Sion Sinclair Hall. And I shared yesterday that my gift for 2023 was uniting brother and sister together because I took care of their mother and their grandmother at the same time, along with Aunt Elsie. So that was my greatest gift, being of service. Then I contacted a few people. I contacted Twinbee Brown's family, and we had a great conversation. And it's a beautiful thing when spirits connect and you know who God is and who we serve, right? We don't worry about the physical. We worry about this, and we don't even worry about the spiritual, as long as we're practicing spiritual principles in all earthly matters. Then I went and saw Twinbee Brown, sat by his bedside and read some scriptures and played his spiritual music while I put my feet on the end of his bed and was watching a football game that, whatever. But you better believe while I was listening to them spiritual, I was jamming, because those who know me, when I hear spiritual songs, I'm bumping, I'm dancing, I'm giving praise and glory. That's just who I am now, right? Wasn't who I was before. But because of the spiritual transformation and applying spiritual principles, I am a newborn creature. Yes, I am. And enjoy it too, right? And so then I came home, and my grandchildren, I let them be children. And so the house was a mess, but that's okay, because at 5:00 they were getting ready to go home, and it was about 3:30. And I said, it's time to clean up, clean up, clean up. It's time to clean up. And so they were able to clean up, and my nephew helped put some clothes rack and clothes and shoe racks together so I can continue my purging and cleaning and reorganizing process. Guess what? One room at a time. one room at a time. Oh, to God be the glory. And then I attended to my niece before she went to bed, and I had a great night's sleep. Okay. And so this morning, when things were kind of, I was getting things together, I said, you know what? One monkey don't stop, no show. So the topic for today is keeping it simple, one day at a time. So before I get into today's agenda, let's have a drink, a coffee. Okay. I believe in coming to you authentic and as transparent as I possibly can. No wig, no makeup, I got a little chapstick on my lips, right? No nail polish, no nails, right? Just me. And y'all know these are dentures, and I usually take them out. But I let you know they're dentures because there are some days I can't find them, and I'm going to come on just the way I am. Just the way I am, because if you focus on the message and not the messenger, you will hear what's intended for you. So, what is my activities for today? Let's see. Let's put you up here. Let me see. All right. So, now, and let me move this out the way. All right. So, yesterday, I told you I do my prayer meditation, I resume my podcast, I provide assistance to my niece. I restarted my clothes and shoes racks with the help of my nephew. I started cleaning and reorganizing my rooms, and I visited Twin. So today's activity again starts with prayer and meditation. And what I want to do also today is to review some grants because I'm helping Pastor Reginald Jackson of New Life Rehabilitation Center, right, Grant? I'm also going to continue my introduction to my dissertation proposal, okay? I'm going to visit Twinbee Brown today, and I'm going to call some youth for the Wilmington Youth Leadership Incubator Program, right? And so when you look at what I have to do today, right? I say to myself, okay, now I accomplished everything that I set out to do yesterday. And keeping it simple and making sure at night I can check off the things that I did. And inventory from a 12-step program teach me how to what I didn't accomplish today. Don't beat myself up. Put it on the agenda for tomorrow. But yesterday, I completed everything that I said I was going to do. And my goal today is to complete everything that I set to do. All right. And so that's what I mean by allowing yourself to be free. Right. So being free for me is to first accept myself as I am. That's why the artificial stuff, I love Dr. Sonia, honey. Listen, when she presents, she presents. But majority of the time, like me, it's about what you see is what you get. This is the real deal. And I would prefer to have the real deal because I know for me, when I add things to what I think enhance who I am, it really doesn't. Because for me, it's a mask. That's just who I am. So I'd rather be authentic and transparent and raw so that you don't get it twisted who I am. Because when I put on those other things, there's a certain air about me, and I'm talking about me now, all right? So I don't want none of that. I just want to be me, and I enjoy being me. And so that for me is freedom. And I got that from, again, utilizing the 12-step spiritual programs, right? Reading my scriptures, going to my religious fellowship of my choice, the 4 agreements by the Uiz family, and most recently, Transformational Teachings by Dr. Sonia of P3 University. So with all of that, I'm able to look for the guidance that I need to receive strength and direction and guidance on accomplishing the tasks that I set out for today. And so when I look at my task for today, okay, I'm looking at how I can uh, implement to the best of my ability what I set out to do. My prayer meditation is always a given. Taking care of my niece in the morning is always a given, right? But I take care of me first, all right? So sitting down and creating a schedule for time management. See, that's what I need to do. And so now that I had to revamp my podcast presentation, I'm still good because it's still early. I get up 4 o'clock in the morning every morning. And usually I'm in bed by by 8 o'clock. My grandkids know, people who visit me, who don't visit me, who don't want to visit me because I go to bed at 8 o'clock, I go to bed at 8 o'clock. And I thank God that I had that schedule because that foundation was set early in recovery when I was in a rehab. You had to get up early in the morning to wash your clothes, to schedule the shower, to read your meditation book. So for 33 plus years, I've been getting up that early. And it helped me even when I went to school to get my master's. And so I get up early. I'm a morning person. I got more energy in the morning than I do any other time of the day. But by 4 or 5 o'clock, you'll see a difference, right? And I can't hide what I'm feeling. And that's the other thing about being authentic and transparent, right? But when the Holy Spirit says, I need you to, I need you to, I'm there, okay? But other than that, I'm in bed by 8 o'clock. And so because it's still morning, I'm able to map out a time management schedule, right? So I took care of my niece. I fed her breakfast. I have to give her medication. I definitely took care of me. Um, I want to download some grants so I can review for Reverend Jackson. And then I'm going to review a book from my daughter who is getting her doctorate degree, the intro to dissertation proposal. And so even though I know, but I don't want to assume that I know, if that makes sense. In other words, I need to refresh my memory so that I can be present in reading and applying and implementing what I'm reading. Okay. So if I do that, and I think my mentor, Dr. Lulu Nix and Dr. Susan Egger said, Edwina, just dedicate 15 minutes a day, a half hour a day, and you'll be surprised by the end of the week. So I am taking that suggestion, right? So even though it's a new year, I'm applying that for each new day. Okay. So this way I can achieve those things that I set out to do that for me is for the purpose of being of service to other people, right? Because my dissertation is on how a 12-step program help people to identify the God of their understanding. My master's was on employee assistance program and how employees can keep their jobs who suffer from co-occurring disorders. My TV talk show is about choosing a new way of life, right? And so I'm in the process of completing that, okay? And so that's today. And then I'm going to go visit Twinbee Brown and I'm going to call some youth, right? So, but let me tell you, if I was to give you an overview of my desires for 2024, okay, and I will share that with you now by planting the seed. I've been attending workshops with Dr. Sonia of P3 University on transformational speakers, coaches, and consultants. And she has conducted several series over the last, I believe, 5 years. And her message is, in essence, turn your pain into a story that can help others, that will generate spiritual growth, but also spiritual wealth. She said, if you didn't come from a wealthy family, let a wealthy family come from you. Okay, what does that all mean? With my 30, coming up on 34 years of experience and the mental illness and drug addiction arena, I have a wealth of experience. And my TV talk show, my books, my presentations, my speaking engagements, all of that has substance. And I need to package that so that I can present to the world, one person at a time, one agency at a time, one organization at a time, that I have something I believe that is valuable to me that may be valuable to someone else, that can possibly help someone else. And so this past year, in attending Dr. Sonia's workshops, I've got, I got some insight, I got some direction, I got some guidance, but I didn't implement at that time, during that time, what she said I needed to do. That's over with. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. When the spiritual student is ready, the spiritual teachers will appear. And so I'm in the process of writing my second book. It's really my third book. And then I was thinking about including 3 areas of my life into one book. 3 is my favorite number. 7 is completion, 8 is a new beginning. But 3, yes. 3 is something, is something meaningful to me. So wouldn't it be nice to share with you 3 areas of my life in one book? Okay, so just let me give you an example. And I got 3 minutes, okay? So my first one would be how my 34 years in recovery has prepared me for the next 2 books that's going to be included. One on being a caregiver for now 14 special people in my life. And the other one would be the marvelous experiences of grandparenting, being a grandmother. All right. So I want to share with you those 3 areas of my life in one book. It's not going to be a real thick book. It's really to plant the seed. So after I do that, I want to invite you to some virtual sessions, some virtual master classes, so that I can expand and expound on those areas much more. And after I do that, I want to be able to solicit you to invite me to be your speaker, your coach, your consultant for yourself, your organization, your agency, your church, whatever. And as a result of sharing my evolution of how I was delivered from underneath that parked car to sitting before you today, it's a fascinating story. Because guess what? It's the truth. And I've accepted the truth. And I've accepted who I am. And I accepted that I'm freaking tired of being broken and broke. So, and what, so what, now what? What's you going to do about it? Well, I just told you. what my overall goal is for 2024 is to do those things that I just said. And I want you to help me be accountable to what I said. Okay? So it's time to close out. Remember, free to hope. From recovery, emerge empowered, right? To give hope to others, help others prosper equally. The four sources that I use is my Bible, the Daily Reflections, the Four Agreements, and teachings from Dr. Sonia. I will ask that you continue to pray for Dr. Brown and his family. And most of all, I just want to say to you, thank you. Be blessed, be of service to someone today, and practice keeping it simple.